Hey, what is going on there YouTube? This is the Gaming Guy, and today's video I'm going to be going over what is left to drop this season. I was thinking about doing this last week, however it's going to be done this week instead because I thought just give it a sort of gap because there are about 5 or 6 weeks left this season. So without further ado, let's get into what's left. Going to be going through each of the parts, and as always I'll leave the link to this down below in the comment section I believe, and obviously in the description is the link to the Discord and things like that if you'd like to join that. So let's get into what is left to drop this season. Now from the lookbook, not including any collaborations or anything, there are 52 items left to drop across everything pretty much. So if that goes across 6 weeks, you get about 8 lookbook items going out a week. If it goes across 5 weeks, then we get about 10 or 11-ish, items going out a week from the lookbook. Now obviously they could release more, they could release less each week, it just depends on what they're going to do. However, for next week I think there's going to be quite a couple of items overall because of what could be dropping, but I'll get into that later on in the video. Let's just run through everything, through all the sections of what is left to drop. So firstly we will start off with the jackets. There are 7 jackets left to drop. 1 jacket or maybe 2, probably 2 of these jackets being the more sort of hyped end, and the rest on the sort of down low end I would put them at. The first is the Supreme Shot down leather vest puffy jacket. Now this has these sort of sleeves that can come off. There's zip off and zip on sleeves, so yeah, they haven't really received the best of like the sort of likes. I'm not going to go into too much detail about the items. I will literally just list the items as they are because I don't want this to be like a 30-odd minute video. So the next item that is going to be coming out from the jackets at some point in time is the Polartec hooded raglan jacket, available in 4 different colorways. Following that, we've got the wool N2B jacket. I think we had the wool N3B jacket at the beginning of the season, and now we've got the 2B jacket. The next 2 jackets are going to be ones that are obviously, as I said, sort of on the side of the more hyped and will sell out quite quickly when they do drop. The first one is the reflective camo down jacket, which currently nearly has 10,000 likes. The second being the Gore-Tex 700 fill down parka, which is about 250 likes off of 10,000. So I'm sure when that comes out on a sort of drop list week, that will surpass 10,000, maybe even 20,000. For the final 2 jackets that are left on this sort of jackets tab, they don't even have 1,000 likes, but that could change when they do drop. The first is the Snowflake toggle fleece jacket, and the second is the diamond faux fur jacket. Out of the 2, the diamond faux fur jacket has more likes and less dislikes. Now we're going to be moving on to shirts, starting off with the first shirt with the quilted faded plaid shirt. Yeah, it's nothing really that I'm not going to make any massive comments on pieces because there's no point doing that until the drop lists come out. Following that with the pile lined plaid flannel shirt. So yeah, one's just got a quilted lining basically, and one's just got a pile lined lining. Following that we have the velvet swirl work shirt. Next we have the roses corduroy shirt that is going to be dropping. They did another roses piece, it was either last season or at the beginning of this season, which I did really like. But I'm not going to give any massive opinions on pieces like I said, but this one I would say doesn't compare to the prior roses one that was released. For the final item that's going to drop under shirts is going to be the Sherpa lined denim shirt. Also I've just noticed it's got nice embroidery on the back, but I'm not going to be persuaded by pieces as of yet. Next we're going to move on to tops slash sweaters, and the first is the knit stripe hooded long sleeve top. Following that we have the motif long sleeve top, which has the classic Supreme font embroidered on it. Then we've got the striped long sleeve polo. Then we have the least liked item out of every single item that is left. This comes at the bottom, which is the chenille, I believe it is, sweater. Following that we have the vampire waffle thermal. The vampire pieces didn't really go down well, or weren't received too well in general from the whole sort of Mike Hill collab. And this is just another one to add to that collection. Following that we've got the floral jacquard zip long sleeve polo. I think a couple of pieces have this sort of floral side to it. So yeah, this is just another one of those. For the final piece that is going to be dropping under top/sweaters, we have the plaid front zip sweater. So yeah, I'd say out of the 3 sections so far, jackets is probably the strongest. I would then put top/sweaters, then shirts would be last. Now we have sweatshirts, which include sort of like the most sort of items up until now, which obviously has one of the most hyped items included, which will probably break the 40,000 like mark, I think, on Supreme Community when it comes out to be like a drop list. But yeah, the first piece that is going to come under sweaters is the overdyed half zip sweatshirt. I'm sure this was meant to drop at some point. It might just be my memory, but I thought this was going to drop at some point, and it hasn't clearly. Then we've got a piece from the Champion collab, being the Supreme Champion label hoodie. Following that, we've got a thermal zip-up sweatshirt, which has like a giant embroidered logo on the hood, or the back of the hood. Then we've got a quilted hooded sweatshirt. And next up, we have one of the most hyped items, if not the most hyped item sort of section part of the season, being the box logo Crewnecks sweatshirt, currently on 27,000 likes. I've no idea what colorway I would be going for in this, but I would attempt for any, just to try to like get one, you know, sort of thing. Even if it's not a hyped color, I would just try to get one, just to see if I could get one, you know. Following this, we have the Jesus and Mary hooded sweatshirt. I don't believe they released the Jesus and Mary set when they were going to. I don't know why it was pulled, but it was pulled for some reason at that point in time. So I'm expecting that they would be dropping it at some point this season. If not, they might just completely pull it like some pieces they did from last season. Next up, we have the reflective small box zip up sweatshirt, and lastly we have the Polartec hooded sweatshirt that is going to be dropping. So now I would say the sections sort of go sweatshirts, jackets, top sweaters, and then shirts. That's the sort of order. I'll try and place them in a sort of order afterwards, but some pieces will obviously rank higher just because the items overall are just better. Next up, we have pants. There are no currently any t-shirts that are left to be like sort of previewed, so if any do get released, they're just unseen items, and the same applies for shorts. Moving on to pants though, we have the reflective camo warm-up pant to match the down jacket that's going to be dropping. This is the most hyped pant that is left to drop, and I would see probably all of the colorways selling out, possibly not instantly, but probably within a couple of minutes. The next piece is a Polartec cargo pant. Following that, we have a quilted sweat pant to match the quilted hooded sweatshirt. We've got the quilted sweat pant. Then we have the Jesus and Mary sweat pant to match the hoodie. And lastly, we have the Supreme Champion 3D metallic sweat pant. For the champion piece, or the champion sweat pant, it actually has like the least likes and dislikes that I've ever seen on a piece. I was wrong when I said that that piece had like the least, because this has 142 likes and 254 dislikes. That's 396. Like, that's not much for like an overall number. That is 396. That is hardly anything. The order that then I would put that in, I would say it obviously goes sweatshirts, jackets. I would still say probably, actually no, I would then say pants, then top/sweaters, and then shirts. So that's how I sort of rank the sections. Moving on to the next section, we have hats, which include a couple of pieces that I'm going to be after still. I would say there are at least 3, if not 4 pieces that I would like to get from the remaining 14 items that are going to be released under hats. So the first hat is the casino camp cap to match the whole sort of, or the whole casino theme that they released with the jacket and the shirt, or the polo. Following that, we have the snowflake neck gaiter to match the other snowflake piece that they've got dropping, except this is a neck gaiter. It's got the classic Supreme text to it. I don't know what colorway I would go for if I was going to go for this. It would depend on its price as to whether I'd go for it, because it is a piece that I would like to get. However, if it's like £35 or so, like the same price as a beanie, I would probably leave it be. The next piece is a Harris tweed camp cap. I like the pink and blue colourway in that actually, but I shouldn't be giving opinions on things, so let's just move on. We've also got a tonal tape camp cap that is left to drop. Now we've got 2 pieces that are probably towards the higher end of the most hyped sort of side. We've got the Polartec balaclava, natural colourway I'd probably go for in that. We've got the reflective camo trooper, which is to match the down jacket the sweat pant, you know, and the, what else did they drop? They dropped a camp cap or 6 panel as well, I believe, in that piece, or in that sort of reflective side. So yeah, we've got the trooper that is left to drop. We've then got a strap logo 6 panel. We've got the Primaloft ear flap camp cap, sort of like the beanie that I got on Thursday, or copped on Thursday. It's got the same sort of concept, except I think these would probably be the sort of ones where you could like sort of button it in and unbutton it sort of thing if you wanted them down or up. Next is definitely a piece that I'm going to be attempting for, which is the Polartec headband. Be nice to just pick up another headband, you know, the more the merrier sort of thing. We then have a side panel camp cap that is going to be dropping, as well as the Supreme New York camp cap, exactly the same as the like pants and the waffle thermal and the jacket that they released in this theme. Following this, we have the Gore-Tex taped seam trooper, exactly like the reflective one, but it's a Gore-Tex piece. I think these will probably fly because they are the like most liked hat that is left to drop. Maybe that will change when the items do actually drop, but currently it is the most liked piece. Following this, we've got the Shaolin 6 panel. Then we've got the patent leather patch camp cap. And yeah, that is going to cover the hats section. There are quite a couple. I'd say there's more than sort of the other sections on the side of items that are more sort of hyped that people will be after. So I'd probably put for the sections, I'd still say that just because of the box logo and how many likes that has by itself, I would say that sweatshirts still comes at the top. I would then probably put hats next, then I would put jackets, then I would put pants, then tops/sweaters, and lastly shirt. Moving on to the final section now, we have another like large amount of hyped items that are left to drop, and these will probably rank quite highly as well when they do like come out on an actual drop list. So start off with the first accessory. We have the Supreme Luden's throat drops that are going to be dropping at some point. They were meant to be a like free gift at the beginning of the season. However, it's turned into an item that you will just have to buy in the end. Following that, we have the fuck pin, as the name implies. We then have the hand mirror. Depending on this piece's price as well, I might be going for this too, just because of the fact that it could be like £15 if they're kind, and it would just be a quick piece to sort of get. Then we have the Supreme Santa Cruz Chameleon bike that is going to be dropping, that's retail. Has been expected to be like 2,000 or so, and it's also been expected to be a bit less than that, a bit more than that, but around that area. And the amount has been, like people have said, is meant to be around 100 to 200 or so. So we'll have to wait to near the time to see how many there actually are. The next item is a logo repeat scarf. And finally, we have probably the second, I think it is the second most liked item that's going to be dropping this season, which is the Supreme Stife, hope I haven't butchered that, but the Stife Bear, which has a box logo hoodie on. The same applies for this bear. People have made estimations and guesses for the price based off of the retail for the bear itself, which is about, I think it's about £80 or £70 or so, and then throwing a box logo hoodie on top of that. So they've estimated, like, I think it was 248 to 268. Some have said it's 348. But we'll just have to wait and see again. Now, if I was going to rank sections again, I would probably go sweatshirts, then accessories, then hats, then jackets, then pants, then tops/sweaters, then shirts. That's the sort of list that I would go for them. But that is everything that is left to drop. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, we have the extra thing to talk about, which is the collaboration, being the North Face collaboration, which might possibly be next Thursday or this Thursday that's coming up, week 15. However, that is not confirmed. So when that is confirmed, I might make a video about that and go through all of the pieces. However, I will put the picture in of everything, the sort of drop list that I sort of just have like available with mock-ups done by David. So yeah, so these are all the sort of items that should be dropping for part 2 of North Face, or the North Face collaboration. So to kick off the list, we have this I would say it's a fleece jacket like the one that we saw in spring summer 17. Then we have to me it looks like a mountain parka, followed by we have the sort of backpacks. Then we've got the waist bags, and that sort of covers that section. There's also coveralls. And then I say that covers that sort of section that looks like it has the same sort of items that were dropped during the spring-summer 17 season. Next up, we have obviously the paper nups design. that is going to be on a nuts, as well as sort of pants or sweatpants, as well as a scarf. Lastly, we have the sort of mountain scenery or mountain imagery, which I will probably go through tomorrow. If it is this week, then that'll be up tomorrow. They'll release it and I can go through all of it tomorrow. But that should then be on a hoodie, a t-shirt, a beanie and a hat. And yeah, that is going to cover the sort of North Face side to this video, as I mentioned. So that is going to cover this video. That is what is left to drop this season. There might be another collab in there somewhere, I don't know, but obviously I will put things out as I know them and when they are actually confirmed. But yeah, that is going to cover this video. What are you most looking forward to that is left to drop this season? What items in general or specifically are you most looking forward to? Are you looking forward to the North Face drop, to the box logo, to the bear, to the bike, you know, anything like that? What are you most looking forward to? And do you have a list of items that you are sort of looking to go after for the rest of this season? But apart from that, I will see you tomorrow to go through hopefully the North Face part of this season, or the collaboration for this season. And yeah, I'll see you for that. Peace.